Welcome to the Am I Rich Yet podcast. We are a weekly podcast where we talk to you about all things spending, saving, and growing your money. Today we are on episode 6. This is part 2 of our 4-part saving series. And I am Georgia, one of your co-hosts. I'm a Gen Z current MBA student in Sydney, Australia, and I'm navigating my own finances.
I'm Georgia's dad, Rob, and I'm a recently retired financial advisor, and I'm here to help you make smart decisions with your money.
Hey, Dad, how are you doing today?
Georgia, I've had a good day, did my walk as usual, got to water the garden a little bit. I've got some veggies growing up there, trying to keep the deer at bay. So far, so good.
Should we tell the listeners what your secret sauce is for keeping the deer away?
It used to be, it was called deer blood, but it's now got a trade name called Bob-X, but it still smells the same and seems to work for a couple of weeks in keeping the deer away.
I think we've traumatized Dallas from ever coming to the cottage again because she's come far too many times where there's deer blood that has covered the whole property and it smells horrible.
It does.
Do you notice anything different about me today?
You've got a headband on.
Okay.
No, I'm pretty observant. What about me? Anything different?
Well, you are wearing a shirt with grapefruits on.
Well, they're grapefruits or oranges.
To match the orange hat.
Yeah.
I like it.
A little color coordination.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
So we are back talking about savings. We kicked it off last week with some basics, and now we're going to be covering all the different types of accounts that are available. So let's just preface this by saying no matter where you are on your personal finance journey, there will be some stuff you'll take away. Buckle in, everyone.
You know, it's interesting when you've been an advisor, you're so used to these types of accounts, you don't realize how many types of accounts there are and how complex they all are because they're all a little bit different. And so I apologize in advance if today's a tough sled, but you'll get through it. And I'm going to get you to focus on the main key accounts that you should know today, but we're going to cover the rest of them as well.
And if he gets too advanced, I'll try to reel him back in so that we're keeping it palatable for all our listeners. So
what are they?
The 4 main ones we talked about last week were your cash account, your TFSA account, your RRSP account, and then the newer one, which is your first home savings account, FHSA.
Okay, so let's start with the cash account. Cash account is sometimes called an investment account or an open account. It typically, you can put money into it. There's the only tax advantage is in how the growth is taxed. It's fully liquid, so you can cash it in at any time. There's no restrictions. You could put $100,000 in, you could do $500 a month. The big advantage to an open account is you can, if you earn capital gains in this country are taxed at half the rate, so you can take advantage of that. But at the end of the year, it is going to make it onto your tax return. So you need to be aware of that. There's 3 types of income that are typically generated on a cash account: interest income, dividend, and capital gains.
Okay, so in layman's terms, an open account is, would you say it's like one of the most basic?
Pretty basic.
Accounts? It's a basic account, but whatever money's in there will be taxed at the end of the year, so you should be conscious.
Whatever income is earned by those accounts will be taxed at the end of the year. It's a step up from a cash savings account, okay? But not a lot of rules around it. So pretty straightforward. Let's move on to the next one.
Okay. Next one, RRSP account. Tell us about it.
Okay, called Registered Retirement Savings Plan, hence the term RRSP. It's typically thought of to save for your retirement, okay? So that's why it's called Registered Retirement Savings Plan. Advantage of it is when you put money into it, you're going to get money back on your taxes. If you are in the 40% marginal tax rate, we'll cover that later on, and you put $10,000 in, you're going to get 40% of that $10,000 back as a tax savings. So that's $4,000. So there's a huge advantage. The other part that I really like about once you put the money in, it grows free of tax. Third thing I really like about it, people typically don't touch it until they absolutely need it in retirement. Fourth thing is you can use some of that money if you're buying a home. Okay, so you can actually borrow from that account and pay it back over 15 years. It does have restrictions. Every year, you're going to be told how much you can put into it. It's basically 18% of your previous year's income. Things are starting to get complex. But the RSP is a great account. Most of our audience should have an RSP account set up and should be starting to use that account in terms of savings.
Let's go to a TFSA.
TFSA is called a tax-free savings account. Now, when it started, a lot of people thought it started in 2009. And a lot of people thought it was just for savings. So like, you're going to put it in something earning interest. Really, you can have any type of investment you want. You could have a stock, you could have a bond, you could have a mutual fund, an exchange traded fund, or what's called the ETF. You can have lots of things in that account. The beauty of it is, when you put that money in, it will grow free of tax. If you take money out, you don't lose that contribution limit. You can put that money back in at a later date. So if you started with $10,000 and you took $5,000 out, the next year you can put that $5,000 back in. So it's a great account, full flexibility. It's got lots of advantages, not many disadvantages. The only big restriction on it is how much you can put into it. Once you're 18 years of age, you start accumulating what's called contribution room. Today, maximum contribution room is $7,000 for 2025. But if you were 18 before that, if you turn in 2009, you've been able to contribute since then, you could put over $100,000 into your tax-free savings account. If you've got a partner and you're both the same age, you could put a lot of money in, over $200,000. Yep. So lots of flexibility. Every year, you're going to get new contribution room. Great account, really good for saving for a home or just to have as an investment account.
Okay, great. You mentioned saving for a home there. What about the first home savings account?
So this is a new account the government came up with, and it's great. You can put $8,000 a year into that. The one key thing to about is the room doesn't accumulate until you open the account. So you actually have to go and set that account up so that you can start accumulating room. In other words, if you set it up last year, you could have put in $8,000. This year, you could put in another $8,000. So you would have $16,000 worth of room. If you delay and only open it up this year, you can only put in $8,000. So there's an advantage of getting this thing set up tomorrow.
Got it.
Okay. It's a great account to have, and you can use that money towards the purchase of a first home. That money will grow free of tax. When you take it out, you won't pay any tax when you put it into your house. Again, if you've got a partner, you could have two of them. You could each have your own.
Got it.
So there's a lot of savings that can be done. It's a great account. If you're planning on buying a condo or a home in the future, get started with it right away.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, before we go into the more complex type of accounts, just a couple questions. So with the TFSA and RRSP, you mentioned that you can withdraw money from there for
buying a home. Yep.
So then why add the first home savings account?
Because it's tax deductible.
Okay.
So just like the RSP, remember we talked about putting the $10,000 into an RSP with a 40% marginal tax rate, you're going to save $4,000 in tax.
Yeah.
If you do the same with the FHSA account, $8,000 in, 40%, you're going to save $3,200 in tax.
Got it.
So now you've got not only the $8,000 in savings, but you got an extra $3,200 that you could put into maybe the RSP account or into your TFSA account. So lots of flexibility.
Got it. And then those first four that we mentioned, can you just quickly recap which are tax deductible and which aren't?
The big advantages are in the RSP account and the first home savings account. Once we get into the questions, we're going to cover what's the best order to set these up in.
Yeah.
But for now, We're just going to review the accounts.
Yeah, because I suspect some viewers might be listening and thinking, okay, great, you just gave me 4. And last episode, we talked about that minimum 15%. How should I divide it up? Things like that. But I know we're going to get into that later. So listeners, if you're having those same questions, we're going to get into that. Next, we're going to go on to the more complex type of accounts and tell us a bit about them.
Okay, so we're going to cover basically some of the accounts that some of you will encounter. A group RRSP account. If you're with a company that might have a group plan, it's called a group RRSP. Advantage there is the company is going to contribute and you're going to contribute. So it may be 50-50, maybe it's 2-1, maybe it's 3-1, depending on the company and the plan. If someone's putting in money on your behalf into an account and you're going to save taxes, sign up for that all day long. So it's a great account. That's a group RRSP account. Most of the rules are very similar to an RRSP account. And if you happen to leave the company, you can transfer it to your RRSP account without any tax implications. So really flexible. Next is the Canada Pension Plan. It's a pension plan in this country. I know I'm going to hear, well, it won't be around when I reach that age. My generation used to say the same thing. It's still around. It will still be around. The government's going to keep that pension plan going. That can provide for a couple almost $30,000 of retirement income. And all you have to do is be part of that pension plan while you're working for 40 years. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about individual pension plan. A small segment of the population really can take advantage of this. This is if you own your own company, you can set up a private pension plan, if you like, called an IPP. Lots of rules around it. We're not going to cover it today, but it's a great account. If you're a business owner and looking for places to save money, it's a great place to do it. Okay. It's similar to an RRSP.
Should we put your cell phone number up so people can call you if they have questions?
No,
about
because
it wasn't from one of your children and they called you dad. That's all we have to know.
May have been from a hater. So anyways, we're going to have a few of those. Okay, next type of account, corporate investment account. If you've got a business and you've got a corporation, you can save money in that corporation. And the beauty of it is that money you don't have to bring into income. You can just save it in the corporations. Huge advantages. Again, we're not going to cover that. That's sort of level 2. You know, if we decided to continue this podcast series besides the first 26 that we're going to do, maybe we'll cover corporate investment accounts. For now, we'll leave it alone.
Okay.
Next up is the registered disability savings plan or account. That's great if you've got a disability of some type. So some people, may have lost a limb, or they may be blind, or they have some type of disability. They're eligible for some good tax-free benefits with this account. Fairly complex, but again, we're saving. I've had a number of clients where we've saved a lot of money in this type of account, and it's worked out very well.
Okay, awesome. So just to quickly round it up, those 5 more complex savings account, can you list them off again for us?
The complex ones? Okay. Canada Pension Plan.
Yep.
Registered Disability Savings Plan, RDSP. Yep. Okay. IPP. Okay. Individual pension plan. It's called an individual pension plan. Next up, the corporate savings account. And last, we have a group RRSP.
Okay. So great. We covered the 4 more simple ones: cash, TFSA, RRSP, and FHSA, and the 5 more complex ones. Okay. Awesome. So
where do you think you should start your savings? Just by what we've discussed today. Just guessing, any ideas where you should be doing your savings? What's the first place you want to do your savings in? Think taxes. Think taxes.
One account?
First 2 accounts.
RRSP?
Yep.
And FHSA.
Absolutely. Why?
Because you do not get taxed on them.
Correct. You save taxes when you put money into it.
You save taxes when you put money into your RRSP and FHSA.
So you get more money to work with, depending on your marginal tax rate, and everyone's got one, whether it's 30, 40, 50%. You're going to have more money to work with if you take advantage of those accounts.
Okay. Awesome.
What are we covering next week?
Next week, we are on part 3 of our savings series, where we will bring in questions that our viewers have sent to us and we'll just answer them directly. It will be kind of a rapid fire episode.
Okay.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Great. Good work.
Thank you.